We are starting a new thing here on the EpicVerse channel where we're going to be doing some reviews for some of the different shows that are going to be coming out. And the first one that we are tackling, all right, is this new show, Daredevil Born Again, that just dropped tonight. And we definitely have some thoughts, so we're going to be getting into that. There's a lot of hype around the show. A lot of people have been just really excited for this after the promos and the teasers and all that type of stuff. People that have already seen it have been talking about how great it is and all that. And, well, we'll see. We'll see about that when we get into it. So, as you can see, Mazza and Lethal look super thrilled after watching Daredevil Born Again. We did watch the first 2 episodes, so we're going to be talking about that, and we are going to be talking about spoilers. So if you care about that, then don't watch this yet. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Lethal, what are your initial thoughts for Daredevil Born Again?
Born Again. Because they fucking pretty much killed him off in the first 2 episodes. Because that shit was so fucking whack, man. That shit was whack. Look, I didn't watch the Hawkeye show or She-Devil, or not She-Devil, She-Hulk, fucking hell.
Yeah, She-Devil.
She-Devil, fucking hell, where he did the Walk of Shame. I didn't watch any of that stuff. So I never actually saw his character being ruined until today. It was boring. It was fucking whack from the first 15 minutes. I'm like, this ain't it, man. When he's swinging, it's like it's sped up really fast, and then they use like shit CGI to try and touch it up so you can't tell too much. When trains are going past, it just doesn't look real. It just looks like bad CGI. And when he's fighting Bullseye, I didn't mind it up until I got on the roof, and then all the punches just looked like bad WWE punches. And then from there, it was just continuously downhill. I did not like it.
I hated the whole fight. When he was going up the fucking stairs, the camera was fucking awful. The camera angles. Bro, the camera angles in this fucking show is the equivalent of me riding my bike with no handles going, Mom, look, I'm doing it. Like, it is fucking awful, bro. I hated the fucking camera angles. When you first see Fisk, the city. No joke. I thought the fight at the very start was actually a dream because it felt like the city wasn't real. The people didn't feel real. Them hyping this fucking bitch up was Foggy, right? And even Foggy looks weird, and it didn't feel like Foggy.
Didn't everything feel like stilted and awkward? Like
yes. Awful.
Even the fight scene. So I just rewatched like Netflix Daredevil before watching this. And it was actually like jarring going from how good it is with Netflix to this. Like even the fight scene, like the opening fight scene between Daredevil and Bullseye, I was like, it just felt like really lame compared to Netflix's like fights and stuff, like in every way. Like they felt choreographed, you know what I mean? Like they felt like that you could tell that they were like actually choreographed. Even like Charlie Cox didn't feel like that he was like throwing himself into it as much as he did.
That's
in,
it. Like the punches
fights.
And all that didn't feel like they were hitting.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like it looked like bad WWE camera angles where he's holding him and go like he's up there, and it's like that scene in Godfather when Sonny's punching Carlo, and you can clearly tell it's missing like that. Yeah. Whereas like in Netflix, it was more like that. Whereas it was like that. Mm-hmm. Like it didn't. I wasn't sold. I wasn't sold on it. And when he kneed him in the chin, it just kind of like bounced off him. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. If that was a Netflix, he would have gone up like that and gone down. Yeah. Maybe would have gone up and kept going. Yeah. But like nothing just felt like it was hitting.
Yeah. It was weird, bro. It was so weird.
There was one fight scene right at the end of the second episode that I thought was much better.
Yes.
But it was very, very short. Very short. Yeah. That felt like there was a bit of oomph behind what he was doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are kind of the only 2 that we had, so we'll see what the ones will be in the next episodes. But man, that first fight was not a good way to start off this show, bro.
I fucking hated it. Also, them killing a Foggy right at the fucking start. Dumbest fucking thing. Are you kidding me, bro? Foggy? We've been waiting years for this trio to come back.
Deleted him so fast, bro.
Am I crazy, or did they get a new actor for Paige? Am I crazy? Because I
No,
didn't
I
look
think
it up.
that was her.
It's the same. It's
Was
the
it?
same chick. Yeah.
Didn't feel like her. Felt like a completely different person.
Well,
It
it's
really
weird
did.
because even Matt Murdock in this show feels different than he
Yeah.
did in like Netflix. Like
He's
he
scared
feels
of something.
yeah, and even in the beginning, like he was like too like boisterous and happy clappy in the beginning, you know, like that's just not really like what Matt Murdock is like. It felt like they were kind of like trying to Disneyfy him a little bit, you know, and it was kind of annoying. Like they were trying to kind of like meld it a little bit more into like the MCU like vibe and stuff, and bro, I hated it. I hated it so much.
Dude, the whole bar scene.
Now, obviously, what they were trying to do was trying to show that they're friends, they're super happy, life's good, and all that type of stuff, and then Foggy dies, but it just didn't really feel like Matt Murdock still. You know what I mean? Especially after like all the shit that they ended with the third season of, and like how because the ending of the third season is like very like melancholy. You know what I mean? So it was great to kind of like go into this, but. Man, they're really just like jumping right into it. Like Fisk becomes mayor in like 2 seconds into the show after he's like I'm running for mayor, and then like a minute later he's like, oh, he won and now he's the mayor. It's like, okay, wow, we're just flying through this, bro. What the hell?
That could have been some cool stuff where like you see where he gets one over on the police commissioner.
Yeah,
you could have had quite a bit of stuff like that. There could have been heaps of other people who go, "We're never going to let you win," and he would have been like, "Is this photo you with a hooker? Should we tell your wife?"
Right.
Like heaps of shit like that.
Right.
I understand he wants to get away from the whole kingpin thing, but it's the fucking kingpin. He's got eyes and ears everywhere. Like people could be like coming up to him saying, "I'm going to stop you," and he goes, "Hey, I remember you from a few years ago. You were the guy that did X, Y, and Z." Be sad if that came up in court, but instead, like you said, it's just he wins. Like that, done.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, he won. He's the fucking man now, right? But so you know when they're doing the court, when they're showing I'm forgetting his name, but the actual guy who killed Foggy, and they send him to jail, the life in prison and all that. Bullseye, sorry. He gets life in prison, no bail, all that. Paige and Daredevil not talking because of Foggy dying is the most unpaged thing from the Daredevil TV show ever. Paige would not give up. Daredevil, okay, I can see him going away and being, you know what I mean?
100%.
But
Yep.
Paige wouldn't give up. And Paige, dude, why is Daredevil begging for 5 minutes of her time? What the fuck? He's literally begging for 5 minutes of her time, bro.
He was literally going like, please. I'm like,
Please
bro.
talk to me. What the fuck is going on? Like, that ain't my Daredevil. Like, it's so bad.
It really felt like they were just trying to like remove like Karen and Foggy as quickly as they could from like the show and stuff.
Yep. Well,
you could really just feel like they were trying to do that. It's like, oh man.
Yep.
It's man, so Foggy's death, that even like I don't know, like the whole opening sequence leading up until the opening credits was just weird and awkward. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was just not a great way to start off the show. And then the opening sequence happened, and then we got like the kind of like the gayer version of the music. And
dude, they messed up the Daredevil theme. It was like, okay, I can hear a little bit of the original, but then they had all this extra dumb shit. I'm like, ew.
But I will say it was kind of cool. Like the actual like visuals that they did for the opening sequence was kind of sick. You know, like the crumbling stones and stuff, and then like the rebirth of Daredevil. That was kind of sick. But the music was not good. So, and then, I'm just looking through some of the notes that I had about it. I will say
my note just says, brah.
I will say the one cool thing that they did with the opening sequence was when when Matt Murdock was like listening to Foggy's heartbeat throughout the fight and stuff. I thought that was actually kind of cool. And
like he's dying.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That was cool. The fight was awful, but that part of it was cool. And I do like that in this show, they're kind of leaning a little bit more into like his superpowers a little bit more, you know what I mean, with him like being able to hear and stuff, like hear everything. And it feels like they're really just like using that to the max potential in this show, which I do kind of like that about it. But yeah, so and then the opening sequence, I will say this, as you know, on this side of the world with the, you know, American politics and all that, it definitely felt like that they were kind of making some Trump comparisons between
dude, you don't have to be on that side of the world to get those vibes. It was pretty clear.
The whole leftist narrative of like, oh, he's a criminal, but the people love him, and he's selling himself as like a savior, but underneath he's a monster. You know, that's all very, very leftist Trumpian type stuff. So you can definitely tell that they were kind of leaning into that quite a bit. It was actually pretty stinking obvious, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, that's just one thing about it. But
do you wonder if that's why they skipped over the whole thing and just went from he's campaigning to he won? They just skipped over everything. Do you think that's why, to avoid
that could be why? Yeah, that could be why. Yeah,
because remember, this show did get some rewrites and was pretty much rebooted at one stage.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Yep. I would not be surprised at all, because it allows them to kind of play into more of that kind of Trumpian thing with Fisk and stuff. So that could definitely be why. It was very jarring. I will say this, the scene between Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox in the diner was pretty good. Like those two, like they chew up scenes together, you know what I mean? Like it was great. Like the chemistry that they have on screen together is just like something else. So I did like that scene, but even with that, like it felt like it was kind of like missing a bit of like the oomph, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I hated the first time we see Wilson though. He's eating that like dessert thing, and then the camera guy's like, "Oh, look at me! I can show him upside down, bro." And I'm like, "Why am I seeing Wilson just eat some weird ass dessert upside down, bro? That is not how you show your villains for the first time in years, bro." Like, because I also didn't watch, you know, She-Hulk and stuff. I've seen the clips, but realistically, these two are coming to back after many years, after everyone's screaming, "Oh my god, we're so back." And that's how you decide, "Oh, look at me, I'm new at filming or something. I'm gonna do some tricky shit." Like, what the fuck?
Watch me get cheeky with the camera, bro. It's like, what?
It's so bad. It was like, what is happening? Okay.
Yeah.
You see, Vanessa is now the new Kingpin? Like, what the
She
fuck?
wears the pants around here now.
Yeah, so she's made the organization a bulletproof. She's making everyone run scared because she makes them a shit ton of money. She she literally tells everyone to calm down, and they boom listens, right? Yep. And it's like, so you're telling me the woman that he had to literally hide away in a different country is now running it all? Like, it's very out of character. It feels like she's more stronger, and Wilson's actually more calm and weaker, right? And it's just like, holy shit.
So here's something else as well. This is kind of off topic, but the dude that's Wilson Fisk's, he's the young guy who's like, "Yeah, way to go." You know, that dude. Do you know who that is?
No.
That's Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son in real life, right? So this is where it gets weird. So obviously James Gandolfini was Tony Soprano. I recently rewatched Sopranos, and one of the last things in this show is Wilson Fisk and Vanessa having therapy, which is just like Sopranos.
Yeah.
And the dude that played Tony Soprano's son in Sopranos was the bully kid in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
That's
so
crazy.
what I'm trying to say is Daredevil takes place in the Sopranos cinematic universe.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
But no, the whole time he was talking, I was looking at him going, "Fuck, that looks like Tony Soprano, man." And then I watched the credits. It said Michael Gandolfini. I'm like, "Oh, bullshit." And oh, that's his son.
Dude, that was weird. Like, Fisk just hired a yes man. Like, it just, like, because it felt like that character didn't actually add anything. It was just "Oh, you did well, Mr. Fisk. Oh, well done, Mr. Fisk, filling in a hole." Like, what the?
Yeah,
Well
he's
done,
this
bro.
hype man, bro.
What? Wilson Fisk, hired hype man. Like, what the fuck? It needs that hype, bro.
Oh,
Come
it's
on.
just Flavor Flav. He's
So-
gonna be wearing a clock in the next few episodes. Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
Fisk definitely did a little bit too much meditation when he was gone, for sure. Like, yeah, he's
He's the hippie, bro.
Yeah.
He
They
feels
got-
like
they got-
it.
he's all fucking Xanaxed out and stuff. He's all zannied out. I liked
Yeah.
it better when he was putting people's heads in car doors and slamming
now
them.
just to give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt here. Maybe what they're doing here is they're kind of like having kind of like a rebirth thing with like Fisk and Daredevil, kind of like a dichotomy thing between the two of them, where they try to like put the past behind them and their true nature, so to speak, and they're trying something else out, right? Like Matt Murdock's doing that, Fisk is doing that, but then obviously like their true nature kind of like continues to call them back into being who they actually are, and then we see like an actual like Wilson Fisk, like a badass Wilson Fisk versus like a Daredevil. Maybe that's kind of what they're trying to do. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But
That's the problem right there. Is when
Yeah.
it was on Netflix, it was you got the whole season at once.
yes,
And just and
100%.
these first two episodes, so only these first two episodes, I would call an L. Maybe the whole season ends up being really good, but that's
Yeah.
the problem. Like
right.
Daredevil was
But-
very much made to be a binged
Mhm.
show,
Yes.
and then going into a weekly release, or
Yep.
in this case, two
Yep.
episodes or the first week. Nah,
Yep.
it's a no from me, dog.
And the other problem as well is that it's a Disney show. You know what I mean? So it's like it because of that, like I'm always going to have like this shadow of a doubt that it's going to end up actually being good in the grand scheme of things. So I don't know. I know that they did a lot of rewrites and they went through the entire thing. They basically like rewrote the entire thing, and they're all hyping it up as like we made the show that the fans actually want and all that, and I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. But
They
but
should have
as-
fucking reshot again, dude. They should have rewrote again. Oh damn, bro! They needed some more rewrites. Okay,
yeah.
well, to actually go back to the scene where they're at the diner, because Daredevil finds out that he's running for mayor. He confronts him, and then they meet at a diner, and they're talking to each other. One thing I did really like about that scene is the whole your step is lighter, but you've got more muscle, right? I did like that. It was hyping it up for a fight, but one thing I didn't like about it is it felt like, do you feel like Daredevil has lost his charisma? In this, like, he's talking like a little bitch compared to how he would in Daredevil. He's like, oh, I'm not gonna spy you. Oh no, nothing like that. And it's just like it feels like he's more of a coward and stuff in this show compared to how he was. And it's just like, it's like they gave him like Tourette's and they made him scared. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
It definitely doesn't feel like the same Matt Murdock. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And obviously it has different creators and it's under Disney and all that type of bullshit. So maybe that kind of carried over into this. And if it did, then that's definitely an L for the show. You know what I mean? So like and the problem is, I mean, even from the get-go, like they're kind of working uphill. They kind of have an uphill battle ahead of them because, people are always going to compare what they do to the Netflix Daredevil. And Netflix Daredevil is, in my opinion at least, like some of the greatest like superhero stuff ever created when it comes to like television, movies, whatever. And so, when you can't, it's going to be so difficult for them to even come close to the greatness of what they did with Netflix Daredevil. So yeah, so they're going to have like that, that's just going to make this entire thing extremely difficult for them to come anywhere near that good. So yeah.
Look, as of now, I'm prepared to not give up on it just because it's riding the high of the Netflix seasons, especially season 1. But I did not really enjoy these 2 episodes. I liked the fight right at the end, the final fight, when he beat up the corrupt police. That was good. That was like Netflix. A lot of the, actually, that's kind of all I really liked.
Yeah, literally.
That's totally fair. Yeah.
That was.
Yeah. Because they're not really getting like deep into anything yet. You know what I mean? Like none of the relationships feel like real yet. Like he's got like his therapist girlfriend and all that, and like even when she came on screen, I was immediately annoyed by her and I didn't like her. So that's kind of a problem. Also the one chick that's like his like partner, like his lawyer partner, I can't stand her, bro. Like I hate looking at her face. I don't know what it is, but there's something about her face that drives me insane. I'm like, bro,
Who
why
the
why
fuck is she? First of all, and when the fuck did Daredevil meet up? Because she was the one flirting with Foggy, and they're like hyping her up. They're like, oh, he was like Daredevil was like, oh, I don't underestimate Foggy, and the papers are like, oh, I don't underestimate her, and I'm like, oh god, here we go, this bitch, right? And then all of a sudden they're just such good friends that they team up in law. I don't see that happening. If anything, I see what I think after that. He wouldn't have gone with another partner. It would have been like season 3, right? Where he's by himself, just getting in new clients and stuff. And that's where I thought they were going to go because, you know, this is the same one that's met fucking Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, I actually don't know where this is on the timeline. I'm going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
It's really confusing on where this actually is.
Because
they actually reference Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure in episode 2. But they do reference him.
Yep.
One thing in season 1, which I think is complete fucking bullshit, but it's also a bit hard to get angry with it because I don't know where it is in the timeline. I don't believe the New York people would vote for Fisk the way he's actually ran. The whole, oh, we're getting vigilantes off the street. How many times has New York been saved just recently, right? Okay, even if it's just after
episode 1.
Episode 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and like, how many times has New York been saved by heroes, vigilantes? Okay, even if it's after the Civil War, right? Okay, how many times? Boom. Or Endgame. All of New York. Literally, we've seen Spider-Man on Spider-Man. People literally doing drawings of Iron Man and all that. So I don't believe people would vote for Fisk just the way he's gone about it. I feel like they've kind of made him stupid in this way of getting rid of vigilantes and just relying on cops. If anything, I feel like the people would be more against cops right now and not the superheroes. And it's just like, I don't believe it. Like they would do it.
Yeah. Like I said, I watched like the Netflix Daredevil before watching this, and you can just tell from like almost immediately as soon as the show starts that the caliber of like the writing and everything is just like such a downgrade from what it was. You know what I mean? Like you can tell like so quickly into the show that these people are they're just not at the same level as the people that were writing the Netflix Daredevil.
Did you guys? Oh, I don't know if you guys know. We're already doing spoilers. They've confirmed that Foggy's going to be in season 2 of Born Again.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a flashback or what.
It has to be a flashback unless they do some bullshit. Oh, that's another thing I want to bring up. Right at the start, sorry. He fucking threw the bad guy off the fucking roof.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
I mean, they'll have to explain it later. Like that, we'll find out. But the motherfucker survived.
Yeah, and then when he was in court, he could stand up and
everything,
and he looked fine. He had a fade going on and everything, man. My boy was fresh.
And this is the guy that's meant to have a fucking damaged back from season 3 because, you know, Wilson Fisk kind of messed him up, and then he gets thrown off the roof, and it's just like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm G.
Yeah.
That little tickle, bro. I'm up.
I think they should have had Daredevil kill him right there. You know what I mean? Like when he threw him out the roof, they should have just had him kill him. You know, bring in somebody else for the show because they're definitely gonna be bringing Bullseye back into it at some point, right? They have to be, right? But that would have actually been, I think, narratively better too if he just like killed him. You know, just like push. Dead. He splats and he's dead. Like that would have been a great moment for Matt as well. You know what I mean? In a way.
Yeah.
So
we already know they had an argument, and in the diner, they were like, "Oh, I had nothing to do with killing your friend" and stuff like that. I think that's bullshit. I'm willing to bet Fisk at least told him where to find Foggy or one of the guy that they were protecting. That was such a weird moment too. At the start, they're like, "Oh, I'm hiding." Like Foggy would have told Matt. They're like brothers, dude. They would have told it. That was such a shit setup. It's like, oh, the guy that we're being a lawyer to, yeah, there's people after him, and I've hid him in my shitty apartment. Like, what the fuck? Like, I just, it's just such bad writing, bro. It's like,
it is.
I just don't believe it.
Yeah.
It hurts. And then you get into episode 2, and dude, why are these episodes so slow compared to the original Netflix? Like, I can just watch episode after episode, whereas this, it just was dragging on, just stuff I didn't care about, and just like these slow little, we're trying to make new characters. Like, it was so boring. Like, they were trying to make me interested with the new therapist and the new lawyer chick. I was so bored. I was just like, I don't care about them.
Sleepy.
Yeah,
dude, I don't care about them. Like, every scene that they were in, it just took the wind right out of me. Like, the best parts is, and it's not even as good as it was in Netflix. It's when it's just Daredevil or Wilson Fisk.
Yes,
like like, and they're not as good as well. That's the thing. They Wilson Fisk looks fucking aged, dude. Well, he doesn't look well, honestly. Like,
he does kind of look sickly almost. Like, he doesn't. He looks frail.
He does.
You know what I mean? He looks frail compared to what he did. Like, he actually looked better when he was like kind of chunkier and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He looked more like a beefcake. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I'm worried about the man. Do we have to call someone?
Yeah, he does look like he's gonna beat the shit out of anybody, bro. Like,
dude, I feel like hitting him is like fucking Elder or Bruce at this point, bro. Like, why is Daredevil doing this to this man? Like, what the fuck?
But hey, at least we're getting more courtroom scenes in this new show, so that's cool.
Okay, yeah,
because that's great, I guess. It
wasn't intense, though. That's the thing. Like, all the court cases in the original Daredevil, I felt like were intense.
Yes.
And then he's like listening to the people, and it's like, oh my god, that person could actually be corrupted and bought out, and he could tell, right?
Bro.
And then he had to go help them. But none of that happens.
The Punisher courtroom stuff, and it's so good, bro. It is so good, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not super thrilled with it at this moment, to be honest. But, yeah. I guess we'll have to see.
And the whole White Tiger thing, that to me just seems... the Netflix Daredevil was always in this weird spot of where does it take place in MCU? And there was always an argument, is it MCU? But now because of all like the Disney bullshit, like it just, at least this show just straight up is in the MCU now. And that's why they're trying to bring in more characters. Like White Tiger.
It doesn't work.
It's like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about this White Tiger, dude.
Dude, who the fuck? And how cringe that scene was, bro. The whole, two cops are beating up on this guy.
Do you know what it looked like to me? It looked like the part in Superbad where they filmed themselves being heroes. Oh, not Superbad, Kick-Ass.
Yeah, it did. Oh, no. It actually did. And the way it was filmed, because the film... I can't stress enough how the actual camera angles and the actual filming of this show is shit. Bro, it's so bad. It has to be someone new trying to do tricky shit. It has to be. I refuse to believe this person has ever filmed before. Like, unless it's just little projects or something. Because, holy fuck. I hated the fucking camera angles for everything. They were trying to do wacky shit, bro. And just ain't good. And, yeah, that whole angle of them beating on this guy and then him going in to save him, that was stupid because he trips onto the train and then now cops and stuff are like trying to kill White Tiger, and I didn't like that angle. I just felt like it felt rushed as well. Again, it felt like another rushed moment, and boom, 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 and it was just like, why do we keep rushing these things? Whereas Netflix version of it would have done a little slow and really built into it. And it just feels like we're going, it just feels like 2 episodes just felt like almost an entire season of wasted cool material. Like, there's so much material in these 2 episodes that could have been really stretched out and told properly, and it was just like boom, boom, boom. It's like they're trying to really just get this show out of the fucking way or something. You know what I mean? Just fucking boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hate it. I don't like.
I don't even understand. Like, they didn't even really explain like why the cops were beating on that guy either. Like, like you just randomly like come into the scene and they're like punching the shit out of this guy, and it's like, okay, and then you find out that they're cops, and it's like, okay, so like were they just like randomly beating up on this guy, or what was going on, bro?
Again, that's the whole thing with the whole binge model, you know, because maybe this gets answered in episode 4, so we're going to be waiting 2 weeks or some shit.
Yeah.
As of right now, it's fucking shit and makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, if the show, like, you know, it turns out to be a miracle and it turns out to be great, I'll acknowledge it when that happens. But it's not looking good right now. Like I said, even the writing, you can just tell that the writing is just not as good as it was in Netflix's Daredevil, and that worries me for this entire season, to be honest. So, yep.
So I
guess if I was going to compare, you go first.
So I forgot this was actually in episode 1. Vanessa's fucking another dude, and Wilson Fisk is absolutely okay with it. He's like, I'm not gonna kill him. See, he promises Vanessa he's not gonna kill him.
He's definitely gonna end up killing him for sure.
He's gonna end up killing him, and if they don't, I swear to fuck, that's just they've killed Wilson Fisk. You know what I mean? And he's like,
if they do a thing where he's like, you know, like has the guy and he's like, you know, punching him, he's like, I promised Vanessa I wouldn't kill you. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna be like, bro.
Especially in comparison
he's cooked, bro.
Especially in comparison to Daredevil throwing Bullseye off the roof.
Yes.
Yeah.
In comparison to that. Yeah. But compare these first 2 episodes to the first 2 episodes of Penguin.
Oh, bro. There's so much more world building. There's so much more everything. And you know what, Daredevil...
And you know what's nuts as well is, we'll just say at best, for the sake of argument, the universe that the Penguin takes in, being Matt Reeves and the Batman, is divisive. We'll just say it's divisive at best. Whereas this one is coming out of a sequel, or coming as a sequel to a show that's pretty much considered one of the best, if not the best, superhero shows.
Yep, and Penguin did it way fucking better. Did the better world building, did better characters, better storytelling, like the beat, you know, boom, 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 little story. You know what's happening, you know where it's set, and you're happy with it. Whereas this, it feels like a fucking mess. I don't know when it's set. I don't know what, dude. Like, why is Wilson even fucking mayor? Like, his wife already has the underground, you know, thing set again. So why doesn't he just continue to do that? Like, why does he...
Well, the police commissioner says that. So he goes, so you gave up a criminal empire to be a politician, which means you have less money and less power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even that scene was fucking weird, because he shows up at the end of the funeral of the guy that White Tiger didn't kill him because he like tripped onto the train, right? But he shows up at the end, and it's just like, why would you go at the end? It was just weird as fuck, that scene. And like and also, was it just me, or did the cop have just the weirdest fucking smile? I don't know what the fuck it was about that guy's smile, bro, but it made me just feel uncomfortable as fuck. And it was just like, what the shit? Because he's worried that leading into that, he's worried about the head cop actually leaving, and then he's going to lose all of his power with the cops, and that's going to lose him a lot of voters and stuff like that. So that's why he's trying to like make a connection with them. And turns out the main cop is going to be retiring and leaving because he fucking hates Wilson Fisk. Because of course he fucking does. He used to own half the fucking cop in the old Daredevil. So he fucking hates him because he's the reason why there was so much corruption in the past and stuff like that. So it makes sense. But the one scene that I actually did kind of like is when they meet each other again in the office, when he tries to retire. He shows a picture, like, because he's talking about, he's like eating a sandwich or something, and they're talking about, oh, what's the best places in New York to get one? And he goes, oh, out of town. My favorite place is a little out of town sandwich thing, and he lifts up the wrap from the sandwich, and boom, there's a secret daughter and a wife, and it turns out to be the head cop's secret wife and kid, and so now he's threatening the kid, and I'm like, okay, finally, actual Wilson Fisk, because this whole time it doesn't feel like Wilson at all until that moment, and then it's like, oh, okay, he's still in there. Thank fuck, because I thought they were just gonna make him a pussy bitch. So hopefully in the later episodes we'll see more and more of him.
I think that's what they're planning to do with this season and stuff, you know. But whether they execute it well is another question entirely. So we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, to be determined on that one.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, as it stands right now, I don't know. I'm kind of
dude. The last scene is him. No, sorry, it wasn't the last scene. Sorry, it's building up to the last scene. The last scene was Wilson. Is him in therapy.
Yeah, Sopranos. They did the Sopranos.
Yeah.
It's just Sopranos. I'm telling you, man. It's all connected to Sopranos. It's even the same thing. All right, why are you here today?
Now, I wonder if they're going to do a thing where like Fisk finds out that the therapist is like, you know, Matt's girlfriend or something, and then he kind of like he's going to use her at some points like some sort of leverage or something against Matt or what I think would be kind of cool, because I would love to see like Wilson Fisk want to bring out Daredevil once again out of Matt Murdock and stuff, you know. And I think it would be cool if he like finds out that she's like his girlfriend, so he like, you know, kidnaps her or kills her or something like that, and tries to use that as like a like bait to bring out Daredevil, so that he can then, you know, have kind of like his holy war against Daredevil and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of
it would help with his like political career as well, where you can see like, hey, look what's happening. Daredevil's back and everything's gone to shit.
Yep.
I'm just saying, when Daredevil wasn't around, I was fixing every fucking pothole.
His great plan to show the people that he's the man is to fix this giant fucking hole in the road.
Bro,
like, no, you don't have to worry about the red tape, boys. Like, fill her in, boys.
I was like how the hell? Like, why is that hole that big in the first place? Like, what happened there?
I want to see that, bro. I want to see what made that hole.
Hulk landed on it or some shit.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
For a second, because I thought it for a little bit because of the fucking shitty camera angles, I actually thought it was on the bridge, and I thought maybe it was actually Doc Ock. But I was
wondering that too. Yep. I actually went back and looked at No Way Home at that scene again to see if it was like the same bridge, and it's not.
It's such a shit.
That would have been a cool way for them to like tie it in. You know, that would have been like an easy way for them to do that if they wanted to. So, but instead we just get a unexplained random hole that's like, you know, bigger than a car, and it's like, why is there a hole this big in the middle of the road, bro? Doesn't make any sense.
And why the fuck are all these cars waiting around, bro? Like, go around, bro. And if the workers aren't allowed to fix it because they have to wait, why the fuck are they just over there standing and doing nothing?
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't happen, bro. I know it's like the joke of I'm a council worker, I don't do anything, right? In Australia, it's a big joke here, right? But come on, lad, you're taking the meme too serious. Like, what the fuck is going on? And okay, and then the ending, the actual ending. So they find the guy. Okay, so with the cop scene, with the guy, the guy that White Tiger saves actually ends up running away and goes into hiding. So this whole time he's got this investigator cop helping him. Like, where the fuck did he come from, right? And so they're trying to find that guy. And at the end, they finally find him. But it turns out the cops, which I'm so confused because was that a Punisher tattoo on that guy's arm?
No.
What was that tattoo? Because they really showed it off, but it was hard to see, and I didn't know where that came from.
It looked like Punisher to me, but you know, I don't know what it was supposed to be, you know. So, because you know, maybe it's something from like Marvel that I just don't know about, but yeah. It did kind of look like Punisher's like symbol and stuff though, which was kind of
It was.
To me, it looked like his symbol, and it had some weird like writing in the middle of it. I couldn't make it out, but I'm like, oh god, is that Daredevil? Like, not Daredevil, Punisher, sorry, or not? And like, because later on they'll explain why these cops don't seem to be working for Wilson,
right?
Yet. It seems like a different organization, and now I'm like, oh, are we gonna actually get a Daredevil and Kingpin team up against someone bigger? That's what I'm actually worried about. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that because I want to see Daredevil versus Kingpin, right? But it seems like there's a bigger threat out there because these cops, they go in and they're trying to kill that guy. Yeah.
I'm looking at it again. I just looked up the image, and the more I look at it, no, that is Sorry, that is Punisher.
Okay.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And so they're trying to kill the witness because he can prove, he's literally the only witness. If they don't, if he's dead or doesn't show up again, White Tiger's going in prison and he's being murdered because that guy's getting beat up all the time. But every time we see him, he's more and more beat up, bro. Like, what is going on, bro? Like, they're really showing, like, yeah, bro, they're like the cops. We all stick together. They're really trying to fucking show it in this show. Like, what the fuck? So
which is weird because in this one, Punisher's not a cop. He's a soldier.
Right. Yeah, exactly. yeah. I don't know. I'm confused, bro. I don't know what's going on. They're not doing a good job, like, laying the groundwork for like what this show is supposed to be about and stuff. I feel like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what these cops are like. Maybe they're trying to play like the angle of like, ooh, what's going on, but they're not doing a good job of like, giving you enough breadcrumbs for that. You know what I mean? So
I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but they already fucked up Daredevil and Kingpin and all these other Disney shows. I never saw them. This is the first time I've seen Daredevil since season 3. And I never even saw the last Spider-Man movie. So for me, it just goes from season 3 to less, and it's fucking night and day.
Right. Right. Yep.
The thing is, I thought maybe because at that time when they showed them, right, it wasn't confirmed that the Daredevil TV show was actually canon now. And I was like, they're either going to do a new show and make that shit not canon and then just go forward with a new story, right? But they confirm it. Like, they even talk about in episode 1, Wilson like slamming the Russian's head into the door. They even talk about that. Like, people, the civilians are actually scared and stuff, right? And for that reason, but he still ends up becoming mayor. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Crazy. But yeah, so at the end, they find the guy. They try and kill him. He's out the fucking window. He's running. Daredevil tells him, "I've got a friend and all this," and he's like telling him to go somewhere, I think, to meet up. Right? The two cops find Daredevil, but he's out of his suit. He's not in the suit. He's just meant to be the blind old fucking guy. And he's probably thinking at that moment, "Oh, they're not gonna beat me up because I'm fucking blind and shit." Well, they do try to beat him up. And he's getting his ass beat, bro. Like, he's getting whooped. And then he's just like doing the whole, oh, don't do it, or anything like that. But then they pull out a gun, so he's forced to bring out the Daredevil. And dude, straight away, breaks this motherfucker.
So good. So good.
You see the bone stick out of there, bro. Just pop.
That was the best moment in both of these episodes so far.
Agreed.
100%. Yeah.
But the thing is, it felt like that fight was sped up. Like, all of a sudden, he just has fucking, like, the quickest reflexes ever. Like, he is fast, but it felt like he was the Flash or something there for a little bit watching it. I'm like, holy shit, this man moving quick. But, yeah, that was the best.
Where's that energy in the fight with Bullseye at the beginning, bro? Like,
yeah, your friend might have fucking died, bro, if you were quick, like that. And yeah, so he beats up the cops, and I don't think they're dead. I actually, he kind of,
that one dude that he smashed his head into the ground, like he might be dead.
He might be. Hey,
I didn't get the impression they were dead.
Yeah, they might not be.
Because I heard like a weird crunch sound because the sound effects in this are awful too. Like the punching effects and all that. That was they're awful. And so it's actually hard to tell if it was meant to be like a neck snapping or just a rib or something, because usually you can kind of tell where the sound effect is, but I couldn't on that fight. It was weird as fuck. And so I don't know, and then it just fucking ends.
Yep.
Like you're just like, oh, okay, we got a good part here, and then we're cocked.
Yeah, well, maybe shit's about to get real in the next episode, so we'll see. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that was definitely the best part, and that was like a good part to, I guess, end this episode on, because it kind of like, okay, well, at least, you know, they gave us a little something that was kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's so hard to tell where this is gonna end up being, but yeah, it's definitely not gonna be as good as Netflix Daredevil. No. I can already tell you that. Like, it's not even gonna be close. It's not even gonna be close, bro.
You can just tell, like, from episode 1 of the world building to here, it's completely different. Like, because episode 1 of Daredevil on Netflix, you know, they show you the Russians, they show you the blind.
Yes, they establish everything perfectly.
Everything perfect. We know who the villains are. We know what the stakes are. We know, and then, you know, the stakes just get higher and higher throughout the season.
Yes.
This episode 1 of this explained nothing. It did, like, we have a new mayor. Like, what the fuck? I don't think it goes that quick, bro.
Yeah, it was so fast.
It was just like boom, boom.
Yeah, and it was basically just Matt Murdock just, you know, hanging out with a therapist and feeling sorry for himself and not doing much of anything else, really. Yeah.
How cringe was it that his new lawyer friend was all like, I've got this new client, and I need you to meet her at this coffee restaurant thing. Yeah. But I can't do it because I'm busy as fuck. And then they meet up, and then the therapist thinks she's been told by her, because they're both friends with the lawyer chick, and the lawyer chick told her that Matt, Daredevil, was looking for a therapist and shit, and they're like, oh, so cheeky, bro.
She's playing matchmaker. Yeah. It's like, isn't that cute, guys?
In season 1, it is literally a joke between Daredevil, Matt Murdock, and Foggy, that Matt always knows who the hot chicks are, and he can just pull any bitch at any given time. That's literally a joke in all of the...
Yeah.
Like, he just knows the hot chicks, right?
Apparently he lost that sense. I don't know.
Foggy Dyer real messed up this fella, bro. He can't even pull any bitches.
And that's the ultimate sin.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, we'll be back here next week to talk about the next episode. What
do you rate? What do you rate the individual episodes as of right now?
Individual episodes? Honestly, I'd probably rate them about the same. Where they're at right now. I'd probably give them like a 4 out of 10. Probably is what I would give them. Yeah.
Yep. I give the first episode a 3, and I give the second episode a 4, only because the end fight.
That is true.
The end fight is really good, and that's the only reason why it gets like that little bump up to a 4. Because other than that, dude, I was so bored watching it. Yeah. And I've never thought I'd say that about watching Daredevil, because Daredevil is my favorite Marvel. Like, it's Daredevil and Spider-Man. They're my 2 favorite, right? And I think Daredevil is probably one of my favorite because it's more like DC. I'm more of a DC guy, but I still love Daredevil so much, and Spider-Man, and yeah.
I'll go a flat 5 across the middle for both.
Really? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so if you guys watching this video, if you guys have seen the first 2 episodes, let us know in the comments below what you rate the episodes. And if you disagree with us, let us know in the comments as well. We'd love to hear your guys' opinions and thoughts about that. And make sure that you go check out Gronk on Dogs and the channel for them over there. The link will be in the description here. And we will be back next week for episode 3. And we'll see what happens. So with that being said, thank you so much, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you all later. Bye.